DocETL is a data processing framework that uses large language models to analyze and transform unstructured documents through declarative YAML pipelines. This is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. In this video, we are going to install this DocETL tool locally and we will see in a real world example as how exactly this works. This tool provides operators for common data processing patterns like mapping, reducing, entity resolution, and document splitting that allows users to define complex workflows without writing extensive code. The thing is that when you are building an AI project, LLM is definitely a very core component, but in my opinion, the most important component is your data. And if you have a tool which supports various document types and can handle tasks that exceed single prompt limitation by breaking them into sequential operation with each step building on the previous result, I think that could be real valuable. And it seems that this DocETL is trying to do exactly that, and that is why we are going to install it and check it out shortly. So let me take you to my terminal where I have this Ubuntu system, and if you're looking to rent a VM or GPU or CPU on very good and affordable prices, you can find the link to Massed Compute in video's description with a discount coupon code of 50% for range of GPUs. Let me start by creating a virtual environment with Conda. And while that happens, let me also introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are Matrix. Matrix lets you create a realistic world simulator where you can run repeated simulations as A/B tests for your marketing captions that allows marketers to test different angles and strategies. And you can find the link to their website in video's description too. Now, I also want to clarify that though this DocETL tool can support light LLM based models, which means that it can run with open and local models, but they don't really provide the support natively. I have tried to run it with Olama based models, and after much ado I was able to do that, but the results were horrible. So I would highly discourage you to use it with the local models, unfortunately. So the only option, it seems, and that is also given on their GitHub repo, is to use it with OpenAI based models, which means that you would need to go to openai.com, and from there you would need to grab your OpenAI's API key, which is a paid option. Now, I'm always wary of the fact that whenever we need to use these hosted paid models for data processing tasks, our cost could really blow up no matter what these projects say. So I would suggest that independently, you must make sure that you set some sort of budget, some hard barriers that if your amount spent on this tool on data processing goes beyond certain threshold, it just should stop. I don't really want you to get a bill shock from OpenAI or any other provider anyway. So I'm going to install this DocETL with simple pip command. It's a fairly lightweight tool, which is always a good thing to have. And everything is installed, and you can then check out the version as I did, like DocETL version, and it is showing the 0.2.4. In some cases, you might get an error about pandas library. If you do, just do pip install pandas and you should be good to go. Okay, so that's all said and done. Now let me show you how you can use this thing. So I have just created a new directory in my local system. I have then opened it in the VS Code editor. Just use any editor of your choice. First up, on the left hand side, you need to have these three files. First, create this file .env, put your OpenAI's API key here and save. And then I would suggest that you create this JSON file with your own data. I'm using this data, which I'm going to explain very shortly. But just before that, let me talk a bit more about what I'm going to use in this framework. This framework includes an optimization component that automatically tests different pipeline configurations to identify the most accurate approach for a given task. And this primarily addresses a common challenge in LLM-based processing, where the same logical operation can be implemented in multiple ways with varying effectiveness. DocETL seems to be designed for scenarios where accuracy is more important than speed, making it suitable for applications like medical record analysis, legal document processing, or even research data extraction. Now, what I'm going to do in this example, so this file, the JSON file, is a medical transcript file that contains the simple JSON array of doctor-patient conversation records, as you can see here. Let me scroll to the right. So this is a doctor-patient conversation, as you can see. Now, each transcript is stored as an object with a source field containing the dialogue text, as you can see here, where doctor discusses medication with patient, including side effect and therapeutic uses. It's a very minimal example. 3 short conversation cover medications like some lisinopril for blood pressure causing dry cough, and some metformin for diabetes and just causing nausea. So this is just a made up stuff, nothing fancy. I have just stuck with 3 records just to save my cost. But of course, in real world, you will have humongous amount of data. Now, second file which you need to create is this pipeline.yml, and of course, you can just replace these JSON record as per your use case. Now, this pipeline is where all the magic is happening. In very simple words, this pipeline YAML file is defining a 4-step data processing workflow. It starts with a map, as you can see. And this map operation extracts medication names from each transcript, which we have given in this JSON file, followed by an unnest operation that flattens the medication list into individual records. The resolve operation then standardizes medication names to handle variations or duplicates, and finally a reduce operation groups transcripts by medication to generate summaries of side effects and therapeutic uses. The configuration specifies the cheapest OpenAI model. I'm just using GPT-4o Mini, and includes prompts for each operation that guide the LLM analysis. And of course, this would vary as per your own use case, and you can add or subtract as you like. Now, my suggestion is that if you are using it for your own use case, just copy paste this, and this is available on their GitHub repo, and I will drop the link to it in video's description. Just copy paste, put it in any LLM of your choice, ask it to tailor it to your own use case. You don't have to write it by your hand, and then you can use it. So now we know what exactly is here. Let me set my OpenAI key in environment file and take you to my terminal. Okay, now we can run this DocETL. Sorry, I'll just remove this comment and then I'll run it. So this is how you run it. DocETL run pipeline.yml in the same directory where you have created that file. And as soon as I have run it, it has started. It's very quick. I'll just take you up. So it has done all the operations. These are the pipeline steps, like medical analysis of that file, and then resolve medication, and all those steps which we provisioned as per our use case. It has loaded dataset, the JSON file, and it has applied that pipeline on that JSON file there. And then it has created couple of files in the current working directory. Let me take you there. It shows that the cost is this, but I won't really trust this cost. I would just check my OpenAI bill. So if you go to that current working directory, you will see there is a folder called as intermediate results, and then this is the results file which it has created. Let me show you in the VS Code window. So if I click on the medication results, this is the result which this project or tool has done here, which is quite cool. Let me explain this results for you. So what has happened here is that this resulting is showing aggregated medication information extracted from all the transcripts combined. The pipeline has processed the 3 doctor-patient conversations and identified 2 unique medications mentioned across all transcripts. For each medication, it collected and summarized all the relevant information from every conversation where that medication appeared. So you see here, metformin appeared in one transcript, which causes nausea as a side effect used for diabetes. The other one, listen low, pray low, whatever, appeared in 2 transcripts mentioned by 2 different patients, causes dry cough, used for high blood pressure. So instead of having 3 separate transcript analysis, now we have a consolidated view showing what medications are now being discussed across our entire dataset, what problems they cause, and what they treat. So, and if you look at this last count pre-reduced summarized medication, this shows how many times each medication appeared in the original data. So this type of aggregation is really useful for identifying patterns across medical records or whatever data you have, like we have seen just here. So I hope that clarifies it and the usability and usefulness of this project. Again, my only gripe is the the closed source paid models that could really make it in various cases impractical to use if the cost goes too high. Anyway, that's it. Let me know your thoughts. Please like the video and share it. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so, as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.